Welcome, everybody. This is a Day Trading Options Daily Review for May 10th, 2016. I'm Scott. He's Alan. Our goal is to show you that every day that we do a review for, which we try to do them often, has opportunities for you to make 10% in 10 minutes. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to get in and make 10%. If you get in and you make 9%, that might be a good idea and good time to get out. And sometimes when you're in the game, you might hit a home run and you might make 20% or 30%, and we've even seen 80%. 86% is the one I remember from a couple of reviews ago. So these opportunities are there when you're in the game, when you're up at bat, ready to swing. It's baseball season, what can I say? If you're not in the game, then the opportunities don't come by. But our goal here is to show you the opportunities are there. Your job is to become a master of the software, to understand the system, to understand the strategy, to become a master of your own mind, and then skim off the profits. We have a bit of a position that the stock market is rigged, and the casinos, we all know, are rigged. Doesn't stop millions and millions of people going and throwing their money at blackjack or the one-armed bandit, and there's a reason they call it the one-armed bandit. But if you know it's rigged, then you can work within the system. And so when the system is rigged and they want to dump stocks and drop prices, or they want to push the prices up, you can take advantage of that as long as you understand that there's somebody on the other side whose job is to take all your money. Doesn't mean that they can be successful. And so when we put this program together, the purpose was to break, not to break the bank, but was for us to just sort of take advantage of what the people behind the scenes were doing. And so you don't have to do a lot of technical stuff. You just have to know that green means going up and red means going down. And we have a couple other lines and indicators that you'll learn in our training that kind of give you clues as to which way the stocks are going to go. I mean, nobody that we know can tell you for sure. We're pretty sure there are people that do know for sure, but it's not us. So, but we don't care, because we know that in 10 minutes, something's going to move. In one 10-minute period of the day, something is going to move. And we've got a nice little program that tells us what that something is, and then we take advantage of it. So below us, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see some links. We've got 2 or 3 courses in there. They tell you how to do all the things that we're showing you here. And then you can join our Facebook group where we discuss trades and give great advice, not about stocks, but just, you weren't thinking right, or you were greedy, or you were fearful. And of course, when you're controlled by your emotions, look out. There's a reason why Goldman Sachs and these guys have mega computers that do most of the trading for them. Take the emotion out and make the money. So with that preamble out of the way, Alan, were we able to make 10% in 10 minutes on May 10th?
Yep. And this thing on the bottom here is the overall market, which tells us an idea of which direction we should be going.
So it's looking kind of greenish.
Kind of green. So here's a red stock, and the question is, should we be riding that one? Oh, you can't see it. Here's a red stock. So yeah, it may actually run nicely, but it won't last against the storm of the big market, which is moving green. So we just don't look at that. So we're going to look at 3 different stocks. So here's one. And my friend from high school actually did trade this one on this day, and he made good money. So here it is. We're looking for a green market. We already know it's green because we saw the basket. And it's following our rules where it moved up. This is a little bit of a concern that we had a bit of red but the market's green, and we've got this strong green indicator. So it kind of looks like a football field. I'll just get rid of that. So I already hit the buy button, and so for the call, that's why that marker's there. So I'm going to move forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, it's not going against us. It's just hovering. So finally, now it starts to be moving up. Now it starts looking like maybe now it went all the way to this top and came all the way down. So there's 9%, 12%. So you're in profit. So you could leave and be happy with that. But as you said, if this thing looks good, and it generally does because it's got all the stuff going with it. In fact, it looks like it's getting stronger. I'm just going to move forward a bit and show you what it did.
Oops.
Yeah, 30%. So and you got the blue star, which is quite often a turnaround point. So I'm just going to say we bought it, we sold out at 12. And let's go look at the next one. So this is Facebook, and I've hit the buy button just so I can mark the spot that I want to look at quickly. And it's
Alan, I just want to jump in for a second. You'll notice that in the green background
yes,
is the second candle. And
yes,
some people will say, well, why didn't you get in the first candle or even the pre-first candle, which was also green? And the point that we want to make here is twofold. One was we follow Warren Buffett's advice, which was when he was asked, how did you make so much money? He said, well, I got in too late and I got out too soon. So this is one of those, oh, I should have been at, and I'm not saying it is, but it's, you could be looking at this and saying, oh, you should have got in earlier, should have got in earlier. And there are rules and reasons why, which we don't need to get into at this level, why we didn't. But now we're thinking, oh, okay, this is now a good time to get in. This is actually a better time to get in than the candle before or the candle before that, even though when you look at it in hindsight, which remember is always 100, 20% and 100% right,
yes.
much, much harder when you're 3 minutes earlier or 9 minutes earlier. These are 3
Yeah,
minute
and
candles.
I don't like the emotion of the roller coaster of like when something, if you bought green here thinking, hey, it's green, and then it hits red and then green and sideways.
Yeah, no,
There's
that's
no
stressful trading. We want to be boring traders.
right, and so this has the indicator color behind it. The market is behind it. It's got some volume that's decent behind it. So overall, this is like looking good, and it broke the 945 top, and it's looks like it's going to break the recent 7 trading days. So for all those reasons, I liked it. And so here we go. Here's 1 minute, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So at 7 minutes, it's 14%.
14%. Nice.
Yeah. So we're just going to say thank you. And let's go look at the next trade. And this one here is Goog. There's Goog and Google. They're pretty much the same. This is, again, the same time in the market. And you can see that, yeah, the market's green because we're looking at a different stock. These are all happening around the same time. And so we're just going to move forward a little bit. Now, here's the point is that you can see that this has gone half color. And you can think, well, maybe I should get out or not. But you see, this kind of flutter is normal stuff. You're not losing money at this point. See, now you're at 9%. So you're really close to making your 10, which is why we like people to get to 10. It's not a big stretch. You get paid, and getting paid is way better than, giving money back to somebody. So here it would have already been at this top 10%. So if you didn't get out and take your profit, and this candle doesn't look so good right now, well, now you're at 1%, 2, 5, 8. So you're hanging on until finally you get back to pretty much where you were before, which is now 12%. So getting paid on these little short moves is what we primarily teach people. And then when you get good at that, then much later, you can get good at the bigger trades, which is how did you know that the RCL trade was going to be a longer run or the Facebook was going to be good versus these ones? Like, how do you know? Well, that's why it just takes, as you say, a lot of practice. You don't need 10,000 hours. This project is about 10,000 hours of my time, but that is mostly in developing and testing and testing and developing and collecting data, doing all that. You don't need to do all that. In fact, if you want to, that's your choice. But I'll tell you that the first person that made $1 million a year using this program, she bought a house with the money. She followed the rules, that's my point. But she bought a house with the money and then didn't need to trade hardly anymore. So she's happy, and Now I've got another fellow that he wants to make the $1 million every year. So, but you know, he's put his time in, and he could have been to the goal faster if he would have just put the focus on the rules. Well, now he's following the rules pretty much. And so that's the whole point, is you can take, you know, this sounds like Little Red Riding Hood, and you can take the long road to grandma's house and you may run into a wolf here and there, or you can just say, oh, did you know there's a road that runs straight to her place? And, you know, this is a lot longer. How about, and this is not as much work. How about that? So that's it for me. And, oh, the summary, let's do that. So here's the summary. And so we showed you 12, 12, and 13% today.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Alan. One thing we also want to note, so there's a couple things from that. First of all, we don't recommend trading more than one option at a time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It gets confusing. I mean, you've got the excitement, the adrenaline rolling, everything else, you're making money, and then you're going to, you know, get out of the wrong one at the wrong time or forget or whatever. So, you know, these are all at the same time, which means the other side of it is, oh, I missed RCL.
Mm-hmm.
Google came along, and then Facebook came along. So you don't have to worry that there's only one trade. There are multiple trades. There are multiple opportunities every day. So you can just sit back and relax. And, oh, I missed that one. Okay. You know, well, why did you miss it? You know, what was sort of going on? Journal and really delve into kind of what's going on. Well, I missed the setup. I need to practice the setups more. That's why we have the replay, so that you can take a look at your trades, go back, rework the trades until you've got in kind of your muscle memory. This is what I do. And then you just sort of automatically do it. It's kind of like going to the ATM machine, you know. We don't stress about it. We know that there's money in there, or we wouldn't go. And we put the card in, and we know what the code is to get it. Nobody else knows the code. And the money comes out. Nobody thinks about, oh, is it going to come out? Is the bank going to actually have any money? Normally, right? I mean, that does happen in some places. But, and we want this to be the same sort of thing, where there's not, if you want excitement, go parachute jumping or something, you know, or zip lining, or, you know, go over a falls in your kayak or whatever. That's, you know, this is not supposed to be exciting. This is supposed to be get in, get out, enjoy making the money, and then go live your life doing something else. Because if you can spend, we call it the 40-minute work week, right? 10 minutes 4 times a week, make your 10%, go enjoy your life. And if you want to get into this more, great. But then it's your choice, as opposed to, you know, the McDonald's lifestyle, where you have to go and get paid $7 or $10 an hour to work 40 hours to be able to actually only afford the bus ride to work and you know, pay your parents to live in the basement, sort of thing. So this is all about financial freedom, and it takes a little bit of work, and it's certainly very different than the 40-year plan that our society pushes on everybody. So that's it. There's our rants. There's our 3 trades, 10% in 10 minutes. On May 10th, you can use the software to go back and take a look and work through these trades yourself. We really recommend it. On the bottom right-hand corner is a little subscribe button. We recommend that you subscribe and don't miss any of these reviews. And we really appreciate it if you would give us some love, just a little thumbs up. That it's always kind of nice to get those, and it motivates us to keep going. So thank you very much, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.